Hello, Starseed soul. Welcome back to another Cosmic Connections video with me, Emily the Mystic. I am so excited to get into today's video all about the Corvus star system and being a Corvus Starseed. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you will know that I have created this whole Cosmic Connection series of videos where I go into different cosmic and galactic groups and share traits and information about what it means to be a starseed from those different groups. And I actually haven't done a Cosmic Connections video in a while now because there really haven't been a whole lot of new groups that have been brought into my awareness to channel or talk about or work with. And so finally, I have a group that I'm so excited to talk about and to bring to you so that you can discover for yourself whether or not you are a part of this particular Starseed group as well. And so I can't wait to share their information with you today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am an Akashic Records expert, practitioner, and teacher, as well as a galactic channel. And so I love to connect with different galactic groups and share information about who they are and messages with you that can help you with your own Starseed mission and purpose in this lifetime. So today we're talking about Corvus, the Raven constellation. There is also going to be a future video about Hydra, the snake constellation, because Corvus literally rides on the back of Hydra. These constellations are so intimately connected, and therefore these starseed groups are so intimately connected. You can't have had lifetimes in one without being affected by the other. And so we'll be talking about that a bit more in the future video about Hydra. So hang tight on that. Get excited for that video. But today we're going to start with Corvus and everything that you need to know about this Raven constellation. So Corvus is the Latin word for raven or crow, the black bird. And that's because of the way that the constellation is shaped in the sky, along with some really powerful mythology around how this constellation was created and set up. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the mythology because I am not an expert in that by any means, but I am a galactic channeling expert. So instead of kind of putting myself too deeply into the mythology and getting wrapped up in all of the stories, I would rather go right to the source and connect with the Corvus beings themselves and learn from them about what it means to be from the Corvus star system so that you can understand possibly yourself better if you have connections to this star system. Now, I'm going to include a brief shout out here and a thank you because I became aware of this star system and my own connection with it when a dear friend of mine whose name is Cassandra did a galactic astrology reading for me. I did not know about this, but apparently there's a whole body of work called galactic astrology where you can have your birth chart done from a galactic perspective to find out your starseed origin points from there. I had no idea that existed, which I think is the coolest thing. So my friend Cassandra recently got certified in galactic astrology. I'll leave her information below if you want to book a connection call with her and get to know her better. Anyway, she was the one who introduced me to this star system, so I want to give her credit for that because I'm always learning. I'm a human being too, and coming to the awareness of my own connections with Corvus has been such an important part of my own journey and has really helped me get to know myself better as a galactic channel and why I'm so called to do this work. And I think once you hear more about who the Corvus beings are, my work and perhaps what you feel drawn to in your own journey will make a lot more sense. So the first thing that's the most important for you to know about Corvus beings, so I spoke with a group of beings today. They are a very balanced masculine and feminine energy mix. I would say they tend more towards the masculine energy, and Hydra is going to be more of your divine feminine energy. Again, they're very intimately linked, the masculine and the feminine. However, Corvus is a star system that is so perfectly both, again, divine masculine, divine feminine, and perfectly polar. So the Corvus star system is very much interlinked to polarity in a good way. There is this kind of this mix of both light and dark. This star system is very mysterious in the energy and the way that it comes through and the frequency of them. So when I spoke to them, they kind of came through with hoods up, very shrouded in mystery, but the frequency is still high. So they're not malevolent beings, but they do, and I'm going to share with you a little bit more about how they kind of move through our universe. Corvus beings are so intimately connected to different dimensional planes. What do I mean by that? They quite literally have the ability to walk between realms, to walk between dimensional planes. So the Corvus star system, the way that beings in that star system existed is that they were trained specifically in being able to travel throughout different star systems. So interstellar travel and the ability to be able to be in multiple places at once and to be able to travel to different star systems that needed them. Because the Corvus beings are excellent healers. They are interdimensional healers. They have capabilities and qualities. They have telepathic gifts and psychic gifts that run so deeply that help them throughout galactic conflicts that we've had, that help them throughout different galactic events that we've had throughout the course of our universe's history. And Corvus Starseeds are the mysterious group behind the ability to help star systems in need. So Corvus Starseeds are natural at being able to travel energetically and astrally throughout realms. Even now, even as somebody in a human body now, you possibly have a very strong gift of dreaming and connecting to the astral realm via your dreams. You possibly are really good with, you have really strong psychic gifts and are able to connect to different types of energy. So whenever I'm talking about different types, connecting to different spirit guides, different galactic groups, they're all different energy frequencies. Typically in the spiritual space, in the spiritual industry, you tend to focus on one thing. Like either you're really good at mediumship, or you're really good at psychic and intuitive guidance, or you're really good at the Akashic records, or you're really good at astrology, or you're really good at all, a specific thing that you tend to master and focus on. Corvus Starseeds can do all of it. And that's why I feel so deeply connected to this group, because I also have the ability to have mastery over different frequencies. So I can connect with the galactic realm, I can connect with the Akashic records, I can connect with the underworld and loved ones on the other side, all very easily. And all of these different frequencies have kind of unlocked for me with time. And that's because Corvus Starseeds have that ability to be able to walk between realms, to be able to connect with different frequencies, to be able to speak telepathically with different groups, and to go wherever they are needed in order to lend a helping hand, in order to lend their healing gifts to someone in need. So during galactic conflicts, such as the Orion Wars, such as other galactic conflicts we've seen in our universe, the Corvus Starseeds would go to help in conflict. They could be called, in the star system calling upon them for help may not know who the Corvus beings were, but they would still place a call into the universe to say, like, we need help, we have people that are dying, we have beings that, are crossing over and we need help. The Corvus Starseed is going to, at least in your Corvus lifetimes, you may have gone to help other beings in need during galactic conflict, to heal them, to help people cross over, to help the soul on the soul's journey, to do all different sorts of interstellar, intergalactic work that is needed, that our universe needs in order to keep the fabric of our universe going. The role that you play is so important, Corvus Starseed. It is massively important. You understand life and death better than anybody else. So for you as a Corvus Starseed, you may have actually gone through a lot of grief experiences in your life. You may have lost a lot of loved ones or have seen a lot of people cross over. You may even have a job. Maybe you're a medium, or maybe you are a death doula, or maybe you are actually a doula who helps with the birth process, or maybe you are a grief counselor, or someone who works in the hospice, or a nurse that helps with dying patients. Maybe you have some sort of role where you intimately have a relationship with life and death. That is the Corvus Starseed, is that relationship with walking in between realms. Ooh, are you feeling this one? It is so powerful. So Corvus Starseeds have such a unique and powerful gift to be able to walk between realms. Some of you may feel more called to working your work in the underworld, and I have a whole video on the underworld that I will leave linked below for you to watch, and really what that is, and my understanding of it, the work that I've done in the underworld, the way that I've helped souls cross over, all of that interesting stuff. So maybe you have a really deep connection to the underworld and shadow work. That is a huge indicator that you are a Corvus Starseed, especially if you're drawn to more of the darker side of the spiritual realm. Maybe you do more of the occult work. Again, huge indicator that you are a Corvus Starseed, because the darkness doesn't scare you. Corvus Starseeds see darkness and they're like, okay, give me more. Like, okay, I can, great, cool. They're not affected by it like some other beings who maybe are so used to living in love and light all of the time that the darkness may create a lot of fear for them. Corvus Starseeds know their darkness so intimately well. You may actually have had, maybe in your lifetimes here on Earth, you've had darker lives where you maybe were a perpetrator or did things that caused a challenge for other people. We've all had perpetrator lifetimes, by the way. But for you, you've seen that experience and you have gotten to know polarity so intimately well. And you know that even if you have had darker lives, you can still live a life of love in your future lifetimes, and you can still heal from the experience that you've been through, and you can still help inspire others to do the same, knowing that any darkness that you've lived through is not permanent and is not going to be a part of you forever. You give yourself permission to have forgiveness towards yourself and others and move on. You don't sit in it. You don't live in it. It's, again, natural for you to walk between realms. So the light and the dark balance is so important for Corvus Starseeds, and is such a gift because we need more of that on this planet at this time. We need more of the shadow work. We need people who are willing to go into the underworld, people who are willing to do more of the darker side of the spiritual work. Because, again, not many of us are willing to do it, but if you're from Corvus, it's going to feel more natural to you, and you've probably been trained in these gifts in other lives. Another really interesting thing about Corvus Starseeds is that you will also have a deep connection to the Akashic records. Like, my life literally makes so much sense. By the way, if you know me and you're watching this video, you're like, oh my God, Emily, this is so you. You will have an intimate connection to the Akashic records. Why? Because you can traverse realms and move between dimensional planes very easily. And you may have had to go to the Akashic library, the Akashic realm, at different points during your different incarnations. You may have even helped with training different souls in between lives, or helping souls prepare for their next incarnation. That's a very typical training for Corvus Starseeds to take on, is to help plan incarnations for other souls, or help them, I should say, with their incarnation planning process, to be a bit of a spirit guide and to use the information from the Akashic realm to help souls on their spiritual process and their future incarnations, and to learn from the past and their past history and their soul's history so that they can accomplish their soul's overall evolutionary plan that they've set out to do. So Corvus Starseeds, so we've got all this sort of mystical, multidimensional, all of these different traits that they have and gifts that they can have. But here are some other things to look out for if those sort of spiritual gifts haven't fully opened up for you yet. And if they haven't, don't stress, and you still resonate with this and you're like, I really see this in myself. Your gifts may start opening up after watching this video and after just kind of becoming aware that you have them. They are within you. You do have access to them. But like I tell my clients, spiritual gifts are like a muscle. We have to go to the gym a couple days a week to work a muscle group in order for it to get stronger. Same with our spiritual gifts. We have to work on them and practice them in order for them to get stronger. So it is possible for you to open up your gifts. Of course, I have a whole course on this, so I'll leave the link below about that as well. If you're wanting to dive more deeply into your psychic and intuitive and mediumship gifts. So it's not too late for you to do that if you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, I think I'm a Corvus Starseed, but also I'm not gifted at all. Is this still true for me? Yes. You just need to work on your gifts. So some other traits of Corvus Starseeds that are important to know. Because this work is so heavy, for the Corvus Starseed, it's natural, but it also can be a bit heavy for the soul to take on. You may struggle a little bit with kind of the heaviness of planet Earth, and you may struggle a little bit with, and especially they're reminding me too, because Corvus Starseeds can tend to embark on intergalactic work in the dream state. So you may be asleep at night dreaming. You may not even remember these dreams, but your soul is traveling when you're sleeping at night. You may be helping groups of planets and star systems that are at war or that are going through a conflict. You may be doing healing. You may be fighting during the night. And if that's you, you may wake up the next day feeling exhausted constantly or super achy in your body after not having gone to the gym the day before and maybe wondering what's going on with your sleep state. So you may feel this heaviness during the course of your day-to-day life, like there's a weight on your shoulders because you feel so much pressure to kind of be part of this interstellar spy group that the Corvus Starseeds are. We truly are these otherworldly beings who have such a high perspective on things and who really have that connection to the mystical realm, the ability to kind of see different worlds, the ability to see different, again, like I was saying before, see different energy frequencies. As a Corvus Starseed, you may just love fantasy novels and books and movies. Maybe you loved them as a child because that to you is so much more real than the human realm. Because you know what else is out there, and this human realm may feel, actually it could feel trivial to you sometimes compared to what you are aware of that's going on out there in other places. You may also have a lot of trouble kind of being in reality here on this planet in this now moment. Corvus Starseeds can tend to kind of, their energy kind of feels like it's here and not here. So you may have people in your life who feel like they can't really reach you or have trouble connecting with you because your energy reads as, I'm present, but I'm not. I'm here, but I'm not. And it's because you're always, a part of you is always somewhere else. A part of you is always doing intergalactic work. A part of you is always helping out other star systems. So you may have trouble being fully grounded in this reality right here and right now. And because of that, you may really struggle to stay in your body. And because of your experience in other in interplanetary conflict, may actually unconsciously drive you towards addictions, drugs, alcohol, things that help numb you to escape from your body to deal with the reality of what you've experienced in this life and others. And if that's you, that's totally normal. It is of course a normal way that human beings use for stress relief, but if you're not acting in moderation, it can get out of hand. And of course, if you fall into an addiction, that's definitely going to impact your health and can definitely lead you down a path that may not be for your highest good. So take care of yourself. You may need to find other outlets for stress relief, for your health, for helping yourself, get better and stay better. And for sleep, you may really struggle with sleep. Corvus Starseeds tend to be insomniacs because there may even be a part of you that's afraid to fall asleep at night because you may not want to get pulled into whatever your soul needs to get pulled into. So If you do struggle with the insomnia piece, just setting the intention to find the right sleep routine for you that can help you with everything that your soul has going on can absolutely make a difference. Corvus Starseeds tend to feel a bit lonelier and more isolated than other starseed types because we kind of walk on the realm of the outskirts of society. In a lot of ways, we're not the ones to be the center of attention or to want to, be in the spotlight or in the limelight because we are busy doing other things and we have a lot of, energetic work that we're doing. And also too, they're reminding me that we have to stay hidden and a lot of the galactic work that we've done in other realms. So it may be really difficult for you to be seen and to want to be seen and to connect with other people. So you may have difficulty making friends and finding your soul tribe. We're going to set the intention now that you meet people in your life who are from either the Corvus star system or from the Hydra star system, because these different groups are so intimately connected to you and your ability to achieve your own mission and purpose on this planet, whatever that is for you. Corvus Starseeds tend to need more heart chakra healing than others because we've been through a lot. You may have been through, like I was saying at the beginning, a lot of grief or hardship throughout the course of your life. And so you may feel this need to protect yourself from being fully vulnerable. And that's what's kept you safe in other lives that you've had, because you've always been sort of working behind the scenes without credit, needing to protect yourself from intergalactic parasites and, negative entities that are out there. And so your heart chakra may have a lot of walls up around it. And so this is a reminder that this lifetime for you may be one of really opening up your heart and letting people see you and letting people see who you really are and letting them in to support you and help you and all of those things. And the final thing that I think is really interesting, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in the Hydra video. So within this sort of realm of different constellations, the Hydra constellation is the snake, the Raven constellation, the Corvus constellation is this bird, the Raven, and they are right next to the Holy Grail constellation. So Hydra and Corvus Starseeds are very much responsible for carrying what's called the Holy Grail. Now, what I was asking, and you can find more information about that online, there are other channelers who have covered that, but I wanted to ask them for myself. I wanted to see, okay, what does it mean to you to carry the Holy Grail? Because that's a big thing to say. What does that even mean? That you can carry the Holy Grail and that Corvus Starseeds and Hydra Starseeds are tasked with carrying the Holy Grail. And what they told me, it made so much sense and just blew my mind, which is, so the Holy Grail, of course, there's a lot of mythology about that. Holy Grail carries immortality, and it's thought that if you drink from the Holy Grail, you are immortal and you're going to live forever. It's the fountain of eternal youth. There's so many movies out there, in the works of human beings that have talked about the Holy Grail and the fountain of life and eternal youth. And so what the Corvus beings were telling me was that, yeah, remember, we're all immortal. Your soul is immortal. Your human body is not. Your human reality is not immortal. But guess what? You've had many thousands of lives leading up to this one. You're going to have other lifetimes after this one. Your soul is not going to cease to exist after this reality. You're going to go on to do something else. Your work is just beginning. So a reminder that your soul is immortal. You are energetically going to exist forever. Your consciousness from this lifetime, again, it will exist in some way, but not in the way that you know of it now. And you will move on again to something different, but your soul will still exist. So yes, we do energetically carry the Holy Grail. Corvus Starseeds help remind us, all of us, of our energetic immortality. Because we know, especially if you have mediumship gifts, you know that your loved ones don't die fully. Their body dies, but their consciousness doesn't die. And you can still connect with them from connecting to them in the astral realm, or the other side, as we like to say. So we know that your energy is always going to exist in some way, shape, or form. You're not going to cease to exist forever. And so we are here to help remind other people of that. That yes, life is short in this human body, but this is not all that there is. There is so much more to life and consciousness than what we know of in this tiny human reality right now. So if you're a Corvus Starseed, part of your task is to help carry the Holy Grail, aka remind other people that they are infinite beings of light. They are not just part of this reality in this now moment. That they have the ability, their soul has the ability to move to different realms and to go into future lives, and that time is multidimensional. And that life is multidimensional, and you are multidimensional. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a Corvus Starseed, let us know below. I would love to connect with you. I would love to know about it. And the final thing, before I forget, is that Corvus Starseeds tend to have connections to a lot of the mystical lineages that have existed on this planet, connections to ancient Atlantis, connections to ancient Egypt, connections especially to some of the Celtic and pagan traditions, especially because we were talking about the Holy Grail, right? And the Druids were very intimately connected with the Holy Grail. So you may have had lifetimes that you're meant to explore in some of those different lineages and in some of those different spiritual groups. So if you do past life work, I highly recommend that you tap into that for yourself, because that could be fascinating for you to explore. I know I've tapped into one of my druidic lifetimes and it blew my mind and makes so much sense as to why I'm doing the work that I am today, and how all of this that I just shared with you in this video makes sense. So if you would love to dive into that with me, I would love to support you on that journey. I do past life work with my clients in my Akashic Records soul guidance reading, so I will leave the link for that below, and we can dive into one of your lives connected to Corvus, or at least just, again, skim the surface of who you are at a soul level, discover your cosmic and galactic origins, and what you're meant to do here. So thanks for listening. And again, comment below if you're a Corvus Starseed. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.